3, 2.
What's going on, folks? Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the Pro Fan Talk. Happy Thursday to you. It is football season, getting ready for our first preseason game. And you know it's time to get to it. The NFL is the gift that keeps on giving, and we are finally here. We passed OTAs. We passed all this nonsense. Now we can get to something that really matters. Now we can get to hitting somebody in a different color jersey. That's what it's all about. All the stuff that happens in preseason and one-on-ones and all that kind of stuff, you can only take that so far. But when you're playing somebody with a different color uniform on, that's when you find out what's what and who's who. So glad you could join me tonight. You'll see me rubbernecking. I got the preseason game up here on my TV, so I'll be checking that out. And then we got our special guest. I'm not going to waste too much time. My friend, Eagles linebacker extraordinaire, member of the 2020 club, William Thomas. T. What's going on,
Hey,
T?
what's going on, man? What's happening?
Nothing much, man. Let me see if I can get the big one. The dog chiming in. What's going on, brother? Long time no talk.
Yeah, it's been a long time, man. It's been a long time,
man.
But still, you know how it is. Look, we still just catch up as soon as where we left off.
Man, you already know, brother. You already know. It seems like it's a long off season, but it's really not, because we back in it again. I know you probably about to get busy with the reffing and all of that kind of stuff. How's the referee and all of that going?
Well, we're still going. You know, I'm in the ACC this year. This will be my second year in the ACC, and I opened up September 1st in Miami. So you know, I'm getting ready to get busy just like everyone else, man. Football season is among us. It's time to get ready to get started.
Think you think you'd be up in the league soon?
Well, we never know, man. I can't say yes or no to that. That's for them to make that decision. If it happens, it happens. It'd be great for me and a great experience, because, you know, to be a player and then becoming an NFL official that's awesome.
Absolutely. I wanted to let me see something real quick, because I wanted to ask you something about. Here we go. I'm assuming you saw some of the stuff that the XFL was doing with Dean Blandino and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I was paying attention to the XFL and the USFL. Me being a World League vet, you know, I like the other leagues and all the opportunities they offer these young players trying to make it happen. But
right,
it seemed like the USFL's brand of football looked a little bit better, but the XFL presentation was hands down better. And this was one of the mainstays. I was watching the XFL games just for this, just to be able to see in the booth, just to be able to see the thought process of the referees.
Right.
What did you think about all of that?
Well, like you said, it was a different perspective, and it gives people a different look and say, wow, okay, this is what's going on. And it was neat. You know, it was something different, and I think the fans actually enjoyed that piece of it, to see exactly how they work in the command center and how they make decisions from the replay booth.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting when he said he didn't know. He would literally say it like, this is hard to tell. This is a tough one. And then he gave his explanation of why he made the decision he did. And there was a lot of that puts a lot of things in context when people think refs just calling bad calls and stuff like that.
Right. It also gives you a different outlook at how tough it is sometimes.
Yeah, man.
If it's tough for someone to see when the video is slowed down and rewound, just imagine how it is when you're out there on the field.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And even with all the different angles and 4K and 8K resolution,
right?
And there's still some angles and just some things that it is just very, very difficult to see. So,
exactly.
So
sometimes we wish we had that all those cameras to get the exact angle to see exactly how the hold was or what happened on the play. As an official, we would love to have that view every time we saw a play, but unfortunately we don't, and we have to make the decision and make the calls right then and there.
Do you know if in the NFL are they chipping the balls? Is there a
I have no
microchip in
idea.
the balls?
I have no idea.
No.
No, I have no idea.
I thought they were doing that to like on plays if it's a goal line play to see if the ball crossed the goal line, you could track the microchip if it crosses, that plane, and they would, have all the setup. For some reason I thought they were doing that, but I could be
Yeah,
wrong.
I have no idea about that, but hey, don't put it past them because
Man,
if anything can happen, they can make it happen if it's possible.
listen, I it wouldn't surprise me if in the future, because T, we tech heads, some of the stuff that they doing and some of the technology they have with augmented reality and stuff like that. I've seen some demo tech where it was some town in Europe, and they
Right?
had security cameras everywhere on the streets, and somehow
Yeah.
they used this software and augmented reality with like the Oculus Rift glasses and all of that kind of stuff,
Right. Right.
and they took all of the data from all the different cameras, and they could present a 3D simulation of everybody that was walking through this block at any given time. They could stop it, freeze it, rotate around it,
Right.
anybody in the scene, just from all the
Yep.
data that they pulled. And I wouldn't put it past the NFL exploring stuff like that, specifically for when you get in a scrum down on the goal line, when was the fumble, things like
Right.
that. So you could pull a high resolution 3D view, rotate it around, and all of that kind of stuff. I
Yeah,
could
they
see
have
that
so many
happening.
cameras out there. Yeah, it's going to be possible to do a lot of different things when it comes to that. And
Yeah,
you know how technology is; it just keeps getting better and stronger.
man, it's gonna be a mess, man. And the one thing is always watching the games. You're like, if I can see it on the broadcast, I know they should be able to see it.
Right.
But sometimes, um, like you saw with Blandino and some of them calls, that's not necessarily the case because the cameras are
Right.
different. They're
Right.
just different. So I thought that
Yeah.
was interesting, man. So, but let me say what's up to all these people. Sean is on here. Sean said, "What's up?" Rob Povia, what's good?
Hey, Sean.
James Monsanto, Rob Brinkman, Jake, what's going on, my boy? King DV, what's good, bro? And Christopher Kicks, my grandson is in the building, and as usual, let me see, where we at? There we go. My first 5, 6 people out the limo was brought to you by Fan Up. Fan Up is the best way to enjoy fantasy sports, daily Major League Baseball contests, and more. Win great prizes. Sign up today. Use promo code A2D for a 5,000 bonus points, which is a $50 value. So download that app if you all about the betting, and everybody is. I suggest you sign up with Fan App. Just don't use it in the NFL facility. I don't want to see nobody get suspended. But in any case, so we got some things going on. But game week, wanted to ask you right off the bat. I don't know how much you've been paying attention, but what are you thinking about our linebackers right now?
Well, I mean, you can't really tell anything until they actually put the pads on and the lights come on. So
Exactly.
everyone can go out there and look good in practice. They don't hit a lot in practice, so you can't really tell. Um, I mean, they say the Kobe Dean. They say he's small, but I've seen smaller guys play really well.
Absolutely.
And I just can't. I can't tell anything until they actually get out there and start playing football. And then that's when all the bets off, and then that's when we'll see exactly what they can do. But
Yeah,
he's
man.
definitely
It's
behind a good defensive line. So if I had those
facts.
studs in front of me, it's time to go make some plays.
Well, my thing is this, man. He been the same size since high school.
Yeah.
And at some point in time, I already know that somebody told him he would be too small to play in the SEC.
Right.
So he's been through all of that. And at the end of the day,
Right.
T, you already know, man. If you can
Right.
ball, you can ball.
Yep. That's how it
You
works.
you are we had some jokers that would come through camp and what do we used to say? Lift like Tarzan, play like Jane.
Yeah. Look definitely like Tarzan. Look like him totally, and can't
And
make
man,
a
it's
play.
just So if you got that dog in you can ball out. You can ball out. And based on, admittedly the small sample size that we had of him last year,
Right.
I was like, this kid got a nose to the ball. He's faster than advertised, quicker than advertised at least.
Right.
And the only thing I really didn't get a good gist at is, can he take on those blockers coming through the hole? Can he take on the pulling guard? Obviously, he giving up the weight size, but it's all about.
Well, this is the thing, P. It's a matter of it all depends on the play they have called, the defense they have called. If you have an 8-man front, you're going to take on the block, turn it back to your help. But if you're in cover 2 and you got to sit there and two gap that big guy, then we got a problem. We're gonna be in a bad situation if we have to deal with that on a regular basis. Of course, no linebacker is really going to win that battle over and over against a 330, 40-pound lineman.
Nah,
but
you're gonna lose to the laws of physics every time.
You beat them to the punch. Get in, get off quick, get off the blocks quick, and get moving. That's how it is, man. I came in at 218 at the most.
Yeah, you was.
It's all about it's all about technique. You get the good technique, get your hands inside, get them off of you, and go.
Yeah, man, and I'm still a believer of speed kills everything.
That's right.
You can be strong as an ox, but if I beat you to the point, I can at least stalemate you. You might get me eventually, but if I can get to you before you get to me, I can make some noise. So we'll see
like
what
I
happens.
said, I'm telling you, if you have good technique and you're strong, like I imagine these guys, they got to at least be strong. You're not going to be undersized and not be strong.
Right.
So you get there, you get your hands inside, and you get to share the blocks. Because I had long arms, so that's also helped. So you get those
lock them jokers
out,
out, man.
Right, and get them off of you and move. Yeah. Let me get to my game now. Now I got to run and go chase some things down. That's I can't sit there and fight with you all day.
And you mentioned something earlier, and I've talked about this a lot, about, man, when we used to go to Westchester, how much we used to bang.
Oh yeah.
And they don't do that no more. They got the halo helmets and all of that kind of stuff. But it is, at least in my opinion, it is so very difficult to really figure out what you got and who you got in camp, because they really don't.
You're not hitting a lot.
Yeah, they don't really go through it. I mean, there's one. Yeah, I've been hearing about Jordan Davis beating folks in one-on-ones, and Jalen Carter one-on-ones, and Nolan Smith coming off the edge beating folks. But that's
live
practice.
Bullets, it's different when it's live bullets.
Man, it's different. That game speed ramp up, and that's what we need to see. And then on top of that, they ain't gonna play the starters that much in preseason.
Right.
I mean, if anybody looking at the poll question, you think Jalen Hurts gonna get one series? Huh?
This is what I said about that, T.
Right.
I understand that we did hit a lot, and we did. I mean, but did we hit too much? Probably so.
Mm-hmm.
So it needs to be a mixture. It's like it'd be a combination of, okay, let's get some hitting in, and and we're gonna not hit on certain days. It's possible to go ahead and get them both done. Yeah. It's just a matter of how much you need to get it done, because sometimes you need that live action, even against each other, just to get a feel for exactly how the speed is going to be, and how get on and off the blocks.
Yeah, man, because just looking at last year, tackling was god awful the first 3-4 weeks.
That's probably with every team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. I'm like the teams that can get a handle on wrapping up and getting your opponent on the ground. Those are the teams that kind of get that little head start, because our tackling was just horrible last year, and it didn't. And to your point, everybody experienced that, but eventually it seemed like we took the longest to come out of that, because our tackling, for the most part, all year last year was not good.
The thing is, how we got people down to it. It's like more than one person had to be there.
Yeah.
If you're dependent on one person to bring everyone's in the NFL, so everyone are pros, man. So running backs are taught to make the one guy miss, and receivers are taught to make a guy miss. So if you got only one guy there to make the tackle, more than likely he's gonna miss.
Right.
It's just tough. It's tough because there's so much room. But if you got two or three guys coming in there and closing in on them, that's how you play great defense. Gang tackle.
Gang tackling. Well, I'll tell you what, T, we got speed on defense.
Oh, we do.
That's for
We
sure.
do. And that's the thing. Guys, get off blocks and get to the ball because we need as many hats to the ball as we can get.
Yeah, man. And we got have you heard much about Jack and Cunningham?
No.
Myles, Jack, and Cunningham.
I've heard Myles Jackson because when he played with Jacksonville. When he was in Jacksonville, I watched him all the time.
Right.
Now the Cunningham, I don't know much about him, but I saw Myles Jackson. I know he's how old is he now?
He's got to be 28, 29. Sean,
yeah, he's the one that
Sean
came from UCLA, right?
Sean, you know the answer to that question? How old is Myles Jack? I think he's either 28 or 29. Yeah, he came from UCLA and he was a tailback at UCLA. He was nasty too.
Yeah, I remember him from when he was at college. So yeah, he's a good player. He's a good player.
He can move, man. And just the fact that when he was at Jackson,
to get some guys, because we lost the guys, but we got some guys that can make plays. So Myles Jack's been in the league making plays for a while for Jacksonville, so he knows how to go out there and get it done.
He only 27? That's even better.
Yeah.
That's even better, man. And the fact that he got the C on his chest down in Jacksonville,
right,
lets you know he about something and got the respect, and you don't get that C if you can't ball. That's for sure.
Right.
So,
I mean, you got things to look forward to. The only thing that I have concerns about, I just don't know what type of defense we're going to be calling. If we're going to be aggressive or not.
Right.
I think we need a little bit more aggression on our defense. And we can't sit back in zones a lot and expect to beat teams all the time just sitting back in zones. Unless you're making some type of matchup zone. I thought we were just dropping end zone instead of having matchup type zone.
Yeah, they were killing us underneath.
Right.
They were killing us underneath. I'll never forget. I was watching when we played the Cowboys. Right. And I was watching how they was killing us with that underneath with the play action, and then Zeke would just slide underneath with nobody there.
Right.
With nobody there. And they was killing us with them short passes with Zeke and the tight end all game. We should have lost that game. But so I'm hoping he gonna make some alterations, make some changes. Because it's weird. Like, what were your thoughts on Gannon last year? Because I was like, I didn't necessarily like him. Stu Vision, I see you, man. New member. I appreciate you, brother.
Well, watching the game, I'm defensive minded. So if you're not stopping anybody, we're not doing good as a team if we're not getting the stop. And our offense, I mean, if they put points up, great, fine and dandy. We scored 40 points and we beat them 40 to 35, okay, but I don't want to give up 35 points.
Right.
I like to be the one where we used to go in there and try to give up 17 points and hold them to a certain amount of yards and this, that, and the other. That's when the defense was out there. Unfortunately, they changed the game up a lot to where it's more beneficial to the offense, more advantageous, so to say, with the, you can't hit them after certain yards and
can't
this,
touch
that, and
them.
other. So, but the thing is, I've seen coordinators put some things together and make some good packages out of it. Some blitz schemes that getting guys free to the quarterback and just disrupting stuff. I like disruption.
I'm with you 100%. We got the tools. We got to use them. And I think, like I was saying, it was hard. It got hard because our defense was so good last year. So it felt like we was nitpicking.
Right.
Like you wanted Gannon to do some different things, but it was like, but our defense is balling. Like it was weird. It was a weird juxtaposition of opinions on Gannon, what he was doing, what we wanted him to do, and the results.
But I've been saying this from day one, though. I mean, if you got a defense out there and all we're doing is playing zone, eventually you're gonna get bit.
You're gonna get bit.
So, but we can be like Jim Johnson, run some zone blitzes, some creative zone blitzes where you're in zone, but you're bringing like two people and you're still in a zone.
Yep.
It's creative stuff that you can get done out there to create pressure and to disrupt offenses. That's the thing. But if you're gonna sit back and like we did in a Super Bowl and just play zone against this Mahomes is a Hall of Fame already.
Already, bro.
So if you
He
don't want
doing video game stuff, man.
You don't want to sit in a zone all day against a Hall of Fame quarterback.
You gonna pick you
Hall
apart.
of Fame tight end, Hall of Fame quarterback. Guess what's gonna happen?
You're gonna pick you apart.
Right. So
King
that's
DB,
just my opinion.
I don't think he's gonna show much because it's preseason, so everything's gonna be vanilla. So
of course
as
not.
As far as his schemes, he probably ain't gonna show too much.
Of course not. So, I don't expect that. I'm just imagining. I'm just wanting when they kick off the season, be aggressive.
For real.
You got good cover guys. Be creative. Be aggressive, and mix it all up. Mix the zone combination with some blitzes and get some stuff going. That's all.
Stu Vision, big shout out, bro.
I got to see that out of defense.
Let me shout out with my guy here, Stu Vision. I appreciate you, man, coming through. Being on social all week. Said he came through and he came through. I appreciate you, my dude. For sure. Let me see. You know what? Let me do this. I'll wait on that one. I'll wait on this commercial. But I'm sorry, T. What was you saying?
I was just basically saying, I like for our guys to be, on defense, be a mixture of blitzing, zone, man. Just don't let them. Okay, I know they're gonna run cover 2 here. They're gonna run cover 3, but and they know what you're running. That's all I'm saying. Don't keep them on their toes to think about what you're gonna do. Self scout and know what you do, and know what your own tendencies are, and go against them sometime.
Gotcha. I got a question here for you, T. This is from David Bergner from the Philadelphia Eagles fan group on Facebook. This is a Facebook fan group I engage with a lot. He wants to know how do you rank Eagles all-time linebackers, and where do you put yourself on that list? I mean, you part of the 2020 club, T.
I don't know how to really answer that. I mean, because there are certain linebackers that do certain things. Some like the middle linebackers.
Uh-oh.
I'm sorry, man. So middle linebackers are known to go out there and get 1 million tackles.
Right.
Strong side linebackers, when they go flat with the tight end, they got to sit there and bang on the tight end, so they're not going to get as many tackles as the middle linebacker. So they have to sit there and cover and take on block. And the will linebacker, he's off the ball and gets to run all over the place and make a whole lot of big plays. So you would have to categorize them in 3 different categories. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But me myself, I when we came up to we were just right and left, so they can bring the tight end to my side if they wanted to have the tight end against me.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm an ideal will linebacker. I was an ideal will linebacker. I mean, sit off the ball and chase the play down and cover running backs and all that. That was my game.
Because T, at that time, it wasn't too many linebackers your size, bro. With your speed, for real. Because T, you was what? You was a quarterback and safety in high school and college, right?
Yeah.
You can move, man.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't. When I tell people I used to be a quarterback, like, no, I said, yeah, I was quarterback all the way up to high school. I was quarterback all the way from little kid age all the way up to high school, through high school. And I went to A&M as a quarterback.
That stuff comes into play, bro. If you can move, man.
And it also helps with reading the quarterback and going to get the ball. So
absolutely,
that's how I got so many interceptions. I mean, of course, you watch the plays, you watch the film, do your film study, but being a quarterback, all right, he's going to eventually have to look where he's going to throw the ball. I know they try to look you off sometimes, but they're going to have to look to where they're going to throw the football.
Man,
especially if you got a defensive line like we had, like Reggie and Clyde and them getting there.
Yep,
they didn't have much time.
Yep. People forget
that's what I expect out of this defensive line now. I expect this defensive line now to not give quarterbacks much time, so guys should be making plays in the passing game.
And not for nothing else, big Jordan Davis, as big as he is, if you get just a little bit of pressure, you gotta change that quarterback's eyesight. His line of sight is gonna change because you got them big paws in front of his face,
Right.
and you can move some guys. That's what you want the quarterback to do, to step up left or right, get out of his line of sight. So he's got to adjust. Right. That makes him pat the ball. That gives you that extra second to get to that quarterback for that sack, man. So
right, and you make him jittery too when you start getting around the quarterback.
Exactly, man. So, and they don't know what's gonna come.
Right.
They don't know what's.
Yeah, we had a lot of that with Reggie when we had Reggie, Jerome, Clyde. We had a lot of that. Guys get to the quarterback. Eric Allen, those guys, they can sit on a route and get an interception real quick because they knew, and we knew that the quarterback didn't have much time.
Nah, Clyde was coming.
Yeah,
Clyde was coming. So, let me see. Sean want to know. Come on, Sean. He want to know. You as a ref wouldn't have called that holding call on Bradbury in the Super Bowl.
No comment. I can't comment on anything like that, Sean. And then again, I wouldn't even been back there. I'm an umpire, so I wouldn't even been looking at that.
Wait, speaking of that, at your position as an umpire, are you umpire or a ref?
I'm an umpire.
What's the difference?
Well, the ref is a white hat.
Okay.
He's like the quarterback of the officials, basically. He's the one. Gotcha. He's the head man. So he's the one that does all the talking. Huh?
There's only one ref, and everybody else is umpires.
No, one ref. You got the umpire. You got two short wings, which is called a down judge.
Okay.
And we got the down judge. We got the down judge, line judge, field judge, side judge, back judge.
Gotcha. Okay.
All the back judge, field judge, and side judge are the deep guys running.
Gotcha.
And then the short wings are the down judge and line judge.
And where you lined up, what are you looking for specifically?
I'm in the back. Well, in the NFL, I'm in the backfield. In the college level, we have 8 man, so I'm over there with the linebackers.
Okay.
And my main focus are the big guys up front. I look at the guards, the two guards in the center and the left tackle, if it's in the 7 man.
Gotcha. James remembers your pick 6 against Dallas off of Aikman, bro.
See that. Some people always try to. They knew that I got a lot of interceptions back then, but I didn't. I wasn't the one that got that interception. That wasn't me.
Who was it, T? Was that Seth?
James Willis got the interception and pitched it to Troy.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, but I did in one of those games scoop up a fumble and take it to the house. So
right.
But that was 99 yard. It was the James Willis.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you. I remember when you had them. When you had them 6 picks that year in with the Raiders.
Yeah.
You balled out that year. That was the year when Gruden had you up there, because I remember reading about that because they couldn't believe how good your hands were.
Yeah. Well, man, listen. That's all about. I played every position coming up through like little grade school. I played receiver, quarterback, everything. So catching was like second nature for me. It was like when people can't catch, I'm like, how do you not be able to catch?
How do you not be able to catch?
Because it's like it's just so second nature. Like I just reach up there and grab the ball, But
yeah, I ain't gonna
lie. Some people can't.
Fred Barnett told me something one time, and ever since he told me that, my catching was miles better. And I remember it was a play in camp, and I think it was I don't know if it was Jeff Seidner or Victor Bailey. And they went up for the ball, and I just remember being by Fred Barnett, and Fred Barnett was like, yo, catch the ball up here. Like, go catch the ball at the highest point and come down with it. Don't wait for it to come down with you. He's like, catch the ball, go up with your hands. When I heard that, like, I had never heard nobody say that before. So
he's like, all right, let me try that. Yeah.
Dude, I was one of them dudes trying to catch it with the body and catch it like a punt and all of that kind of stuff, man. I didn't learn how to catch till I got to that level, man. Watching Calvin and Freddie B.
But the thing when you get used to catching and this, that, and another, man, I started trying to make the catch difficult. all one hand, backhand, as much, doing all the crazy stuff that you can do.
Right.
Like, okay, how can I catch it with like my fingertips? Can I catch this with just one hand and left hand? So, because you never know when that game come up in that situation, that ball just, oh man, and you can only get one hand on it, and guess what? You pull it in. So
did you play with what's his name? The receiver with the crazy hands. He may have been gone. They ended up going to Minnesota.
Oh, Chris Carter.
Chris Carter. Thank you.
No, he was gone.
Okay, he was gone because I remember seeing him when he'd be 5 feet away from the jugs machine, catching all the balls like that. I'm like, good Lord.
Oh yeah. Some people really, it's an art, man, and some people it's so effortless that you do that stuff with your eyes closed, and that's kind of like how I was with. I mean, catching was like just so second nature.
Mm. Yeah, I didn't catch that bug till a little bit too late. They wasn't throwing me screen passes. I could do it. I could catch a screen pass, but going deep,
yeah,
I struggled a little bit with that.
That was the fun part. That's when I got to play offense again.
Shoot, I'll tell you what, T. The way you played your game now, in this era of football, man, your game would be front and center because everybody is a hybrid.
Oh yeah,
everybody, running backs, tight ends. There's no such thing as a fullback anymore.
Nope. Like, today's game be like right up my alley.
Oh my God, man! My position is going extinct, T.
Yeah,
there ain't no more true running backs, man.
Nope. And that's the scary part about running backs. You're like, all right, well, when you ask for your money, be careful when you ask for your money because there's so many of them they can just plug in there.
They doing us dirty, man. They doing us dirty.
They are.
But I'm curious as to how that's going to go because if they do that with the running backs, eventually there's going to be another position where they try to do the same thing.
Oh yeah.
So it's only a matter of time.
You notice there are not any fullbacks anymore.
None.
Right. So there's no more that. Who's that? The only team I see with a fullback is San Francisco.
And technically, he a tight end.
Yeah, they use him. They use him well.
Yeah. Well, except when he had to block Hassan Reddick.
Yeah.
So, yo, T, I don't know if you pay attention to because I'm doing the YouTube thing. I've been paying attention to like the coverage from all the other teams and stuff like that, man. And this has been some of the craziest stuff I've heard from San Francisco. Where the people that cover the 49ers have no clue what Purdy looks like, what Trey Lance looked like. They all over the place, dude. And I say that because in Philly, if you suck, Philly gonna tell you suck.
Yeah. They're
gonna tell you the truth.
They die hard with they want people to know that they know that the person is bad. Yeah,
they're gonna bring the smoke on you, man. But that situation out there in San Francisco is funny because it seems like Sean McVay is doing everything he can to put Brock Purdy front center, and they trying to kick Trey Lance to the curb, and that's going to end up costing them because you already know when the injury that he got, the minute that he drops back and somebody's close to that arm, is he mentally ready?
It's going to be a mental thing. Yeah. But then again, he came in so poised. I don't know. I don't know. He might be one of those ones that's like that has that mental factor, mental factor.
He could be, but number one, he can't throw the ball deep. And if you take the dinks and dunks away from him, because most of his bread and butter is just giving the ball to CMC and Debo.
Yeah. I mean, that's their game. Period. They don't really stretch the field much at all.
Nah.
Because if I remember, the other quarterback, he couldn't throw it deep either.
Who?
The one that got hurt that went to the Raiders.
Oh, Garoppolo?
Yeah, he couldn't really throw that far.
He wasn't a deep ball kind of guy either. What's up, Nate Moss? I see you, brother. But yeah, they got some. It's interesting, man, to see how all of this played out because I don't know. I just look back. You go back and you look at the receipts of what everybody was saying when we got Jalen Hurts, and admittedly, in 2021, he was suspect at best.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing about Jalen is he's a hard worker, And
Grinds,
everyone kind of knew that. They knew that because they always used to show film of him working out like a nut.
Yeah.
So, if he kept working on his game, and I think he's still working on his game. And if he's still working on the game, he's just going to keep getting better. So that's the plus I think that we have as Eagle fans, people as Eagle fans have, because they know that he's going to keep working hard.
Right. And he ain't got that attitude like a lot of people at that level has. He real low key. You can tell he coaches kid. Everything all the intangibles that people talk about, that's when that stuff comes into play.
Right.
But the thing I like the most that happened last year was he showed people that I can beat you over the top. So if you can stop the run if you want to.
Right.
But I'm gonna toss that joker to AJ Brown or Devontae Smith or Dallas Goedert, and we're gonna hurt your feelings that way. So
right. I mean, it's on paper. We look. The Eagles look really good on paper. They look good on paper. So as a matter, last year they looked good on paper, and they did a great thing. So this year, if barring injuries and all that type stuff, I think they should be right in the mix, just like what everyone else is thinking that.
Yeah, man. They gotta dumb down the RPOs a little bit, just a little bit. They're not gonna stop them. They're gonna keep running them, but 10 and 17 times a game, nah, not with your franchise quarterback. Can't do that, T.
Well,
he gonna get his head blowed off.
Well, the thing is, when we talk about that, Jay, he's a smart runner too, though.
Right.
So he'll go down and he'll go and get yards and get down, and that's if you're gonna be running that, then your quarterback need to make sure he can get down and get out that fire.
Yeah, but
because I mean those RPOs are tough, man. They're tough to stop.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of people. It's a copycat league, so a lot of people starting to run that stuff, and
absolutely.
It's successful.
And also, they done had a year to try to stop it. So they done had a whole year to try to stop it, and also the law of averages says that the more you run it, eventually, all it takes is one shot, just like in Chicago. Eventually, somebody gonna get their hands on it. So
and I mean And was that even an RPO, or did he just take off and run?
I think that was an RPO.
But it's just a matter of just one of those things. Like, okay, no matter what, that ground was hard out there in Chicago because it was freezing. So,
man.
So it's one of those things like, oh man, no matter what, he could have got just sacked and fell awkward in that game. So it's one of those things that happened, and it was unfortunate, but he still pulled through it.
That was the game. If he was calling the plays, or if he was changing stuff, then yeah, that's on him. But if you calling all those RPOs, I'm like, a game like that in Chicago with the elements, it's cold as all get out. Give the ball to the man, to the guys you pay to run the ball with that offensive line. That's how you get warmed up in a situation like that. And I was just flabbergasted why they didn't do that.
Yeah,
like I thought they put Jalen, because I believe that was the game where he ran the ball 17 times. And I'm like, in that type of weather, get a ball to the running backs. Let them run behind Lane Johnson and do what they got to do.
Saying just a plain design run, period, without it even
exactly.
Well,
exactly.
But I mean, I understand where you're coming from, but that RPO action is just it's too hard to stop. So
it's too hard to stop.
If you got a quarterback that can run it well, a lot of people are gonna use it.
Yeah. They got a whole year to try to stop it, though. They got a whole year's worth of film.
Mm-hmm.
So
but it's tough to stop. It's totally tough to stop, man. I couldn't imagine being a defensive coordinator in today's time with all this RPO stuff going on. I can't imagine it. Because as linebackers, I can imagine playing linebacker with a lineman running at me, and then all of a sudden they throw the ball out there on the slant when the lineman running at me.
Can you imagine if Randall would have had that, bro?
No.
Lord have mercy.
Nope. Yeah, with that long stride, oh yeah.
Oh my God. He'd have been. Oh my God. That'd been even.
It's a lot of things.
Even Vic.
They keep advancing, man. Advancing like technology.
Yeah. They do. Because I've like playing with Randall and seeing what he could do. And then when I was in Canada, I always remember when we played Toronto, and in person, I had a chance to see what Doug Flutie was all about. Right. And I was like, oh my God. Like, this dude is the truth. People try to talk bad on him because I remember what they did with him after that, because I think it was the year after when Buffalo finally signed him.
Right.
And I was like, I remember it was a crazy game. They ended up beating us at home. And I made a point to find Flutie on the field and shake his hand like, yo, you deserve to be in the league, bro. Because what I just saw was incredible. Right. He was ridiculous, man. And but even when he got to Buffalo, I don't think they gave him a fair shot. So, but he was ahead of the time. He was ahead of the time.
The league is what it is, T.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Yep. They give you chances, but then they'll take them away too.
Yeah, and everybody now, and the whole online thing and the streaming thing with all of the content creators, everybody goes up in arms about all these rankings and stuff like that. And I'm like, man, this stuff don't matter. This stuff don't matter. Like every story right now is why Jalen Hurts shouldn't be ranked number 3. And I'm like, first of all, that's voted on by the players. So that's just a sign of respect from the players. But there's nothing that he's going to do to convince you he's where he belongs. And at the end of the day, it don't even matter. It doesn't even matter. When you play the games, that's when it matters, and that's when you get your rank. All the stuff that they do in preseason.
If your team, if the players you play against are the ones doing the voting, that's all I care about.
Exactly. That's a sign of respect.
I don't care about people watching. I care about the people I'm playing against.
Right. And it's all going to reset once the season starts.
Right. Exactly. So if the teams I'm playing against, my peers and the people I'm playing with are the ones giving me the votes and putting me in it, then that's all I care about.
Absolutely. Because the dudes on the field, when Philadelphia rolls into town, all right, you might not like Jalen Hurts, but damn it, you're going to respect what he's about to do on that outside if you don't watch what you're supposed to do.
Right.
So, but it's funny to see all of that stuff, man, because I'm slowly but surely getting into a lot of other people's content and jumping on with people and jumping on with fans, and sometimes that perspective. And I'm thinking like a player, I'm like, nah, it's not really going down like that. We don't think that way. And it's so far off the norm of how we perceive things, because I'm not worried about a five game stretch. If you a player, you worried about the game in front of you. Period.
Right.
So
because they always talk about, but he got the easy game, 4 easy games in a row. They should win all of them. No, wait,
nah,
you can't even look at
no
it
such
that way.
thing. Ain't no such thing, man.
Because everybody is in the league. Everybody can have any given day where they come out and play like world beaters.
I know I done say it on some of the videos that I've been making on my channel. My big thing, the phrase I'm using now is pump your brakes. It's like pump your brakes on all of the gushing and the sugar rush of the OTAs. And I was like, don't tell me that Jalen Hurts was throwing dimes when all he was doing was warming up. You know what I'm saying? It's not that serious. And like people like my man King DV, I jumped on this. Shout out to King DV. Check out his YouTube channel. But I jumped on with him last night, man, and it's like all of this stuff, all of our opinions, they really don't matter, and we shouldn't even worry about it until we get past preseason. You saw what happened down in Miami with Jalen Ramsey. You saw what happened to my Bengals in Cincinnati. Joe Burrow just rolled it out. Ain't nobody touch him.
Right.
Every team is one play away.
That's right.
One play away from
that's why I say on paper we look great.
There you go. On paper.
On paper we look great, but you got to get through, the preseason. You got to get to the regular season too. Yeah, injuries happen, and flukes happen. Fluke injuries happen.
Absolutely, dude.
All the time.
Absolutely. So, all right, hold on for a second, T. I got to stop for station identification. I got to play this commercial. Let me find it. There we go. We got commercials now, T. We moving up in the world.
Hey, Birds fans, the NFL schedule has arrived and Philly Sports Trips has all the details now. Visit the site phillysportstrips.com. This is sure to be an epic season. Be sure to go there now to make sure that you don't get shut out. Join us in Tampa, LA, Seattle, or when we get revenge in Kansas City. Don't want to fly? No problem. Gather up your crew and hop aboard one of our signature boisterous bus trips to DC Tennessee, or New York. Sign up now and make sure to mention A2D. Don't miss out on the best Philly fan experience anywhere. Philly Sports Trip customers always stay at the best hotels and meet NFL legends. Book today.
Yeah, T, we got commercials, man. We're moving up in the world, bro.
Well, that's a good thing, man.
Moving on up to the Jeffersons, bro. I got to get some of them from my YouTube channel, man. Trying to build up the ranks, bro. Trying to build up the ranks. A lot of people were really down on Reed Blankenship. I was not.
You talking about the free safety?
Yeah.
Why?
And I don't know. I'm like, he got his opportunity to step in.
I like the way he flew around the field and was making things happen. I like the way he played.
I'm the same. He was a smart player, not the fastest guy in the world, but that's why he plays smart. And we got his opportunity to start. He made the most of it. So for me, I was like, oh, we solid at free safety. But I think people still get caught up in where you were drafted, being an undrafted free agent. You know, I'm biased. You know, I was an undrafted free agent. Heck, me and Vaughn were both undrafted free agents. We both made the team at the same position, and I'll never have.
Right.
So people still get caught up in your draft stock, in your draft position. And like you look at like Greedy Williams. You haven't really heard much from Greedy Williams. I think he's on the bubble. But he was a high draft pick.
Well, I'll tell you what. When I watched Blankenship play last year, I like what I saw. I saw a guy out there going out there in the right spot where he needed to be. If you're in the right spot, that's more than that's like 90-some% of it. He's in the right spot.
Exactly.
So now you make the play and make the tackle, and he was doing like he was aggressive. What else do you want? I don't know what else you would want out of. I don't know what else you would want out of a safety. I mean, you know, you can't always have a dog out there. You know that's not possible. But the thing is, you have a guy who was in position, and plus he came in with someone got hurt, and he held up his own. Yep. And he did a good job. He did a good job to me. You know,
I was a fan immediately.
And the Williams guy that you're talking about, I don't even know who that is.
Greedy Williams, we ended up signing him from Cleveland. And I believe he was a second round pick like 2-3 years ago. But
I don't know who that, and I usually know who all the players. I guess he didn't start.
Mm-mm.
If you're not a starter, because I know mostly all the starters.
Right. And it's I think if you would have taken this, if we flip it to this year, if you were to take what Reed Blankenship did last year, and instead of Reed Blankenship, if we would call him Sidney Brown, everybody would just be projecting him as a perennial Pro Bowler. If he would have played like that, if Sidney Brown, a high draft pick, or any high draft pick, would have played as good as well as Reed Blankenship did last year, you get much more press and much more hype because you were a high draft pick. And it's like that doesn't translate all the time because you got a lot of people who are high draft picks who are hot garbage, but their leash is long because they're a high draft pick.
So, that's true, and it's always been that case because so I got drafted in the 4th round, and I was quiet, low key. I just went out and played football, and you never get all the accolades and all the things when you're like low key and quiet and just go out there and do your job and get drafted lower. But if you get drafted high, and you do anything, like any type of big play, they say, well, we were expecting that out of him, and he's going to be the greatest. It's always been that way.
Right.
And you're right. But the guy came in an undrafted free agent, and he playing. But he's making plays. And so it's like, okay, all right, he's making plays. All right, that's a plus. Great. But we're not going to say much about him. We're not going to say he's great. We're not going to say he's great or anything like that, but we're going to just say he's making good plays. And but if like you said, if it's number 1 draft pick, a 1st rounder, 2nd rounder, high draft pick, they've been all on him and send him to the Pro Bowl.
He'd be on every TV show, channel, all of that kind of stuff, man. They pump him up the way they want to pump him up. And I'm on a mission exposing, not really exposing, but I call them out, man. We have it's a pandemic of all these media heads who clearly do not watch tape, bro. They do not like to watch tape, and it's all about rumors and all of that kind of stuff. They don't know what they're talking about, man. They just go off of.
That's how we made plays, man. That's how I made plays. You have to watch a lot of tape.
Team.
If you don't watch a lot of tape, I don't know how you're gonna know when that formation comes up. When a certain formation comes up, okay. Well, I know in this formation they're gonna run this, or this.
Yeah.
And it depends on what down it is. If it's a certain down, they're gonna run this type play. So whenever that opportunity comes up, oh wait a minute, I remember this formation, so I know they're gonna run this route. As soon as that route comes out, okay, all right, now I'm gonna get ready to bait the quarterback and make the play.
Well, no. You misunderstand. What I'm talking about is all of these guys all of these guys on television that's talking about football. They don't watch tape.
Oh no, and a lot of them on television. It all depends on how many actually played the game, because you had some people on there that haven't played the game, and some that played the game that they weren't real film people. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I remember a long time ago I was watching the game, and I think it was a top coach was announcing the game.
Mm-hmm.
And he said something about some play the defense is running, and I'm like, what on earth are you talking about? That's not even remotely right what you just said.
Right.
But they telling people to a national audience, and I'm like, no, that's not what that defense is. That's not
how it goes down. Right.
So you got people that be out there talking certain things and putting things out there that's really not solid. It's not good. And it's like when you have people saying stuff about certain people, it's tough on the players sometimes, especially when you have people criticizing you for things that they don't even know what they're talking about.
Yep. And now with the situation with the way social media is running right now, it's a whole lot different than when we played, because we had to deal with somebody that wrote something in the Inquirer, but we could see them at some time during the week because they had to come in the locker room. Now, you got all these keyboard warriors, man, and they can make up anything.
Yeah.
But a lot of these guys on television, man, and this is the lay of the land right now. Ain't really much you could do about it. Because I know some people that they say wrong stuff on purpose, just so they can get the heat and get the clicks to tell you how wrong you are.
Right, get it going.
Because you're going to always have a big contingency of people that want to tell you, "I told you so."
Yeah, if you get so many subscribers and so many people, it's better for your show. That's just the way it is. So the more confrontational you can be, somewhat, a lot of times they get more people to sit there and listen in, because sometimes people just like to hear the bad things. I don't know what it is, but sometimes they just like to hear bad stuff. And that's unfortunate. That's totally unfortunate, but sometimes that's the way it works.
I don't know, man. People done got soft, T.
People can always point that phone and then turn it on and say, "This is what I saw," and put it out there on Twitter or something.
Listen, when I saw that clip of AJ Brown, not AJ Brown, but Antonio Brown in Pittsburgh, when he was live streaming, I was like, "Oh, you done broke the camel's back right there." Yeah, like it's off the chain now.
Yeah,
like I'd never seen that before, man. And
that's a lot, man. I to this day I still don't. Because when I officiate, I can't do things, and I won't do things. I won't be on social media at all.
Right.
And I can't imagine myself walking out of the house and always putting myself on TV or putting myself on the phone and saying, "Oh, this is where I am. Guess where I am right now." I never would be that. I would never have been that person, because I didn't want to do that. But that's what you see now. They Snapchat and do all that stuff. This is where I am. I'm here at the beach. I'm here at the grocery store.
Even today, AJ Brown went on his Instagram live after he had his wisdom teeth removed. So he high on the Novocaine or whatever. Mm-hmm. So he was probably talking crazy. So everybody was talking about that. And it's like, it's just not a good look. There's too many things that can go wrong.
And like, why?
Why?
It's like, why did you do it? Why would you do that? And why would you want people to even see that? Yeah.
Herm Edwards, man, don't press in.
I was interested in.
Huh?
It's one of those things I would never interested in. So
I don't get it. They were I see my boy Tom is the captain of A2D radio, but they were asking me, he's like, yo, does Willie T have a Twitter or something that we can promote? I was like, nah, I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
No, not at all.
No. But T, we always been low key, bro.
Yep. And that's what I'm always be.
Get on the course, order a pizza, play Madden, rinse and repeat. That's pretty much all we did, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. Play 2 rounds of golf. Then go to the driving range.
Yeah.
We were actually pretty good golfers back then.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Them days is gone, though, T. We're too busy, bro.
Yeah, they're gone. They're gone. I didn't look. My golf clubs, they got spider webs on them now.
Man, when's the last time you even tried to hit?
I actually played in Jaworski's scramble.
Okay.
And it was bad. it was bad. I probably hit a couple, 2 or 3 good shots, but other than that, now.
Yeah, at this point, you just want to hit one good shot off the tee and you call it even.
Yeah, and it's always that one. That's always at the end of the round. And then you think, oh, I got it now.
Yeah,
I got it now. Let me come back tomorrow.
Yeah. That's how they get you.
Yeah.
That's how they get you. Let me see. I got my list up going on over here. Two things real quick. Quez Watkins. Quez Watkins, he just came up short a couple times last year. But that was last year.
Okay.
So everybody's quick to be down on people. And I'm like, listen, I know we signed some other receivers and stuff like that. But if it's my choice, give me the 6-foot wide receiver with 4.3 speed and the chip on the shoulder. Give me that dude.
Yeah.
So he can, but if that opportunity comes and he fails again, well, then he gonna get the business from the Philly faithful.
We're good. So, he'll get it from the Philly fans. And if you're not playing, this is the thing. As players, we always know that, okay, if you're not getting it done out there on the field, man, there's always somebody waiting in the wings to take
waiting in the wings. And
I mean, I feel like for the full 9 years I was in Philly, it was like they kept trying to get somebody to take my spot every year, it seemed like to me. Yep. But, it's as long as you keep putting up numbers and making plays, everyone's happy.
They can't say nothing because they can get real tense in that film room.
Oh, yeah. We know so well.
So, and also the one thing about the Eagles, nobody's really talking much about, man, is our special teams, bro. Our special teams was god awful last year, and Coach Michael Clay, I thought that they were going to get rid of him, and they didn't. And once again, just like I said about Quez, that was last year. He got a brand new year to make it right.
Right.
So let's hope he can do it because that was ugly last
year. Yeah, we call it ugly, but we made it to the Super Bowl, and unfortunately we had a bad play happen in the Super Bowl. That return was just terrible.
Oh, that was.
But ugly. It's just, I mean, special teams are a crucial part of the game. That all the people out there. I remember playing on special teams. I was like, man, listen, we gotta go down here and make the tackle. Even though if I was a starting linebacker, I gotta go down there and make the tackle because if I don't, guess what? That's going to cost us big time in the long run. Time. So you run down there, you go down there and make the play, and all right, now we're on defense. We push them back as far as we can push them. Now we go out there and stop them, and then now they got to punt back to us.
T, I remember that year in '93. Remember Kenny Rose broke his ankle. Mm-hmm. Byron Evans got nicked up. I think Seth was nicked up, and we had starters playing on special teams. And I remember going to talk to Kotite. I remember walking in Kotite's office, and I was like, "Coach, you dress me and travel me every game. Then you make me inactive." I said, "You got starters on special teams." I was like, "Let me run down and cover a kick or something."
Right, just let me run down the field. Right,
he wouldn't do it. He wouldn't do it. So
yeah, that's just wild. And when you see things like that, wait a minute, you got these running backs. Remember, you do have running backs. They're supposed to be like linebackers and DBs, right?
exactly.
They should run that. They know how to run down there and make a tackle.
And make a tackle. And that's what I was thinking. I got in the conversation on Twitter earlier talking about it, where they're going to keep 5 running backs. And I was like, yeah, because somebody's got to run down on special teams. Boston Scott's not going to be covering the kick. Trey Sermons can,
right?
At 6'1", 215, 220. So, and Sydney Family, I saw your question. I didn't mean to take it down. My bad. But I wouldn't mind seeing Rashad Penny return kicks, because Rashad Penny was nasty in college returning kicks.
Mm-hmm.
He was really good. So obviously he's a little bit bigger now. Right. He actually talked about that the other day, talking about he thinks one of the reasons why he was getting hurt so much was because he's holding a little bit too much weight.
Uh-huh.
So if he loses the weight and he can still return kicks, put him back there. Right now, I was looking at they made a big deal out of the roster, the depth chart. They released the depth chart. And it's like, this doesn't mean anything. This is something for...
not at this point in time, it means zero.
Yeah. Zero. But everybody wanted to watch it and comment on it and all that kind of stuff, and it really don't tell you nothing.
You got to get through the preseason first. And once
exactly.
you get the preseason, and then they make that last cut, then that's when you know who's going to be on. That's when you know what's going to be going down. Doesn't matter till then.
Nope.
Doesn't matter till then.
So, I do want to see. I don't know. I'm assuming the Eagles are going to have joint practices with Baltimore. I haven't seen anything.
Well, I know they're going to do it with Cleveland for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know about Baltimore. I don't know.
Because I know San Fran and the Raiders were practicing together. It's a lot of teams doing that.
I know they're doing it. I know they're doing it with Cleveland though.
Yeah. They did it with Cleveland last year. So I think Sirianni must know somebody or something. There's some type of connection there, because that's 2 years in a row. So, but you know what? I don't mind that they're not doing that, because you don't know what to expect. And now you can get the real reaction and seeing the guys, bang for the first time and really get a taste of what it's going to be like. So I'm looking forward to that, man. I'm really looking forward to that. We ain't going to see. You think Jalen going to get a series in the first preseason game?
You're joking, right?
I think he might. I think he might get a series. That's it.
Man, he might walk out there on the field and walk back. I cannot imagine Jalen touching that field in preseason game. I can't.
No, not even like the last one, getting a series, getting some type of work in.
Three of them, right? The second one he might. The second preseason game we might see him. The third one is no. I don't think we're gonna see any of the starters. The third one.
Well, yeah, that's for all the guys that's just trying to make the team. So
yeah. The first,
we'll see.
The second one is when we probably will see Jalen.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. And again, maybe I don't know though, because Sirianni gets odd like that. So
I don't know. Well,
I wouldn't put it past him, like, getting on some tangent, like, we're gonna play our guys because they need to work. I can see him doing something like that, but I'm with you. I don't, my thing was like he might get a series or go in there and then immediately go deep to somebody and then take them off the field. Yeah. So I don't know. I wouldn't take that chance either, but stranger things have happened, so we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
we'll see what's gonna happen. It's right now it's 3-0. New England got a field goal over Houston. So,
all right.
But all right, T, man, I appreciate you hanging with me, bro.
No problem, man. Anytime, T. Anytime.
I would love to catch up with you during the season, but I know you're gonna be crisscrossing across the conferences. So, do y'all have?
I'll be traveling a lot.
Do you have Kentucky this year?
No, that's SEC.
That's SEC. Okay. I got the kid that I coached from GT football. He's starting at Kentucky this year, man.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, Devin Leary. If he stays healthy, we might be seeing him on Sundays, man.
Okay.
We might be seeing him on Sundays. So So we'll see, man. But I'm gonna let you get up on out of here, T, for your dog get mad at me.
Yeah, he's getting mad. Hey, appreciate it, T. Anytime, man. Let me know. Appreciate it.
You got it, brother. Appreciate you, bro.
All right, tell Kathy.
I will do that. All right, folks. That's my guy, Willie T. Me and Willie T been friends for a long time. You guys have heard me tell this story before. When I got to camp, me and T just kind of hit it off right off the bat. Similar interests. T was already playing golf, but I wasn't. He's the one that kind of got me into playing golf. We were both into technology, video games. I remember when I made the team, when I made the roster, got my first check, the first thing I bought was a computer. And I went to Willie T's guy and had him build me a computer. So we got tight like that from the beginning. But he's my dude, was the best man in my wedding. We still tight to this day. So I'm looking forward to seeing him being a referee in the NFL within the next 1 or 2 years. So I'm hoping to see that happen. So, but good show tonight, man. I appreciate everybody in the live chat. I'm not sure what's going to happen next week because I'm supposed to go to the alumni game. So obviously I won't be here in the studio broadcasting, but I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, if I'm going to pre-record some things or if I'll try to live stream from there, because I know that can be an iffy situation. Number one, if they're broadcasting, and number two, that's usually not the best place to do it because the connection is not very good. But I'll figure it out, and I will let everybody know. But I'm going to sit back, go get me some popcorn, and watch the rest of this preseason game and enjoy myself. I appreciate you guys joining me. I will be back, not next week, but the week after. But stay tuned. Like I said, keep checking my Facebook page, check my YouTube channel, Pro Fan Talk, and I will keep you posted as what's going to happen next week. But we're going to keep giving it to you here on the mothership. So I appreciate everybody for joining me. See you next week. Be safe. Take care. And I will see you in the next play. Peace.